Hello everyone. In this video, let us see the another important linear data structure, so called the queue. So as usual, just like stack data structure. So here also let us see the definition and application support first of all. Afterwards, let us see the implementation part using arrays, and next of all linked list. So finally, afterwards, let us see the programs based on the queue data structure. Okay. So fine. First of all, let us see the definition here. What is queue? Okay. So just like stack, it is also linear data structure. So in which we perform insertion at one end. So with the help of variable called rare insertion, in which we perform insertion at one end called rare, and deletion at another end, so called friend. Okay, so insertions we performed at the ending, deletions we performed at the beginning. So that's why this data structure, so we call it as first in first out. Okay, so the meaning of this one is, okay, FIFO means so first in first out. Okay, I hope you understood. So there's a working principle, and we have different types of queues actually. So linear queue, so circular queue, D queue, priority queue. Okay. So just linear queue we are going to observe here. Okay. So observe the types of queues. Okay. We have linear queue, circular queue, D queue, and so priority queue. These are so types of queues. Okay. So fine. Next. So when it comes to applications, okay, uh, so CPU scheduling, so in the backend is processing based on the queue data structure here. Okay, so these are real-time applications where we are using queue. Okay, so whatever the process enters at the beginning, so is executing so quick, first of all. So that is happening with the queue data structure. Okay, and so what are the data transferring? Okay, between two process. Data transfer between two process is also happening with queue data structure. And in stack data structure, you observed a DFS, right? Okay, depth first search. Okay, so likewise, so we have another searching techniques called breadth first search. Okay, so this one actually we implement this is a design program. So with the help of queue data structure, you are going to observe later in trees and next of all graph data structures. Okay, so these are some few applications of queue data structure. So just like stack, so queue also we can implement. So by using arrays and next of all, so by using stack. Okay. So by using linked list. Sorry. Actually, so we have inbuilt stack and next of all, so the queue. So in C++, Java, next of all, so Python languages. Okay. So in C actually we perform so the hard coding. Okay. I'm not just explaining so the inbuilt stacks and queues here. Okay. I'm explaining so the aware the model designed in the backend. Okay. In this video, I'll explain so by using array. And next video you can so I'll explain by using linked list. Okay. So fine. First, I'll take in so the problem statement. So from Coding Ninja's platform. So observe here, implement a queue data structure specifically to store integer data using a single linked list or an array. You can use any of this. Uh, in any way, you can implement queue data structure. I'll use the array here. You need to implement the following public functions. First of all, constructor is given. So what we need to do at the time of creating queue object, I'll explain in the example. It initializes the data members as required. Here, insertion operations, we call it as NQ. Deletion operation, we call it as DQ. Just like in stack data structure, insertion, we call it as push. Deletion, we call it as pop. Okay. Likewise, terminology changes. So this function should take one argument of type integer. It enqueues the element into the queue. And so actually, in some so online platforms, they asked us to check whether so the queue is full or not. Likewise, okay, but here it was not asked. So already observed stack data structure implementation using arrays, right? Okay. So this one asked actually with a singly linked list also, right? That's why those type of size constraint is not given. Okay. But those who are watched, so the stack data structure implementation using array can easily understood how to check queue is full or not. Okay. So next DQ operation, it DQs, removes the element from the front of queue and in turn returns the element being DQ'd, okay, or removed. And in case if it is empty, we should return -1. If empty already observed in stack, again we are going to observe here also, okay. And front, so just like top in stack, so here we should return the element being kept at the front of the queue. In case stack is empty, it returns -1. Here also we should check before performing DQ on front, we should check whether it's empty or not. Otherwise, it's not possible, right, to delete and return the front element or else to only return the front element. So how we can check the empty, I'll explain, okay, the example. Empty function, we need to return Boolean value indicating queue is empty or not, okay. So next here, everything detailed explanation is given regarding this information queries. Okay, test cases queries, and one stands for NQ, two stands for so DQ. Likewise, so given. So based on that, output is given. Gone through this in detail. I'll explain now. So before going to that, first of all, observe the coding screen here. Okay, already Q class is given. So the next of all constructor. So we need to define is empty, NQ, DQ, all front methods, everything is given here. Okay, we need to design program in that. So let me complete so the explanation process. Okay, afterwards, let us move on to the implementation part. So here we need to take one array, right? Okay, initially. Actually, array I tried with the different sizes actually here. So the maximum size you can utilize here is 10,000. Okay. So now I'm taking some few elements array here for explanation. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 indexes I taken. Next of all, here I said we need to perform insertion with at one end and deletion at another end, right? Okay. So that's why we use two pointers here. Okay, one pointer as rear. Okay. So next another pointer as front. Okay. Let us take so this. With the help of rear pointer, so we are going to perform insertion operation. Initially, rear I'll take it to -1. This one acts like a top variable. Okay. So in stack data structure, we take in top, right? Instead of that, so we are going to use rear. Okay. And so front variable, with the help of front, I am going to perform so the deletion. Initially, front I taken to the 0 position. We need to start deleting from the front only, right? Okay. So here with the help of this positions, initially I'm taking front and rear positions itself. We can check so how we can take condition for empty. So if front is ahead of rear, then you can so consider it is the condition for so empty. Okay, remember this. And so first of all, let us perform NQ operation. NQ of 10. So what we need to do, simply we should update the rear pointer by 1, rear we should increment by 1. In rear position of so array, we need to go for inserting so the value. So that is called 10. Okay. So likewise, let us make some calls NQ of 20. So again, rare we need to insert by one, and the rare position we should insert the value. Next, so NQ of 30 in rare we should increment by one. In rare position we should insert the value. NQ of so 40 we should increment so rare by one, and 40 we should insert. NQ so 50 we should so increment rare by one, and we should go for inserting value. So this is how we need to perform so the insertion operation here with the help of rare. Okay. So now on applying so the DQ operation here. Okay. DQ means we need to perform deletion. DQ, before that we should check whether it's an empty or not. Okay, no, it's not an empty. So what we need to do, we need to delete so value whatever present in the front position. Okay, we collect the value whatever present in the front position into some variable. Afterwards, we go for incrementing so the front variable by one. Okay, just like in pop operation or just like in stack data structure pop operation, we should perform this. Afterwards, we should return that value. Okay, so fine. So on calling DQ operation, so the multiple times, okay, again and again, it should collect the front node value. Afterwards, front we should update by one. Next of all, front node value we need to return. Okay, this process has to be repeated. So whenever front crosses, so the rare. Okay, so then in that scenario, it's not possible to perform DQ or else returning front-most value. In that scenario, we are going to return false. Okay. So this is simple implementation of linear queue here. Okay. So let us go for implementation now. Okay. First, let us complete constructor part. Okay. I'm taking so the constructor here. Hey, what I said initially. So we taken a rare variable to -1, and next of all, so front. Be careful. Already its method is there with the front. Okay, don't use the same variable name. Change the case, at least it differs. Next, I am taking one queue here. Okay, so self dot array. This one I am going to turn as queue. Okay, initially I am taking some zero values in all some 10,000 memory locations. I checked with 1,000 on all this. It failed here. Okay, that's why I taken this size. And what I said for empty, if for suppose front is ahead of so the rare. Okay, what is meaning of that? It's an empty, right? Okay, so return true in that scenario. In the otherwise, we need to return so the false. This is method is empty. So understood. Implement so the NQ function. For NQ, what I need to do? Simply we should increment so the rare position by one. In the rare position so of an array, position of an array, we need to go for inserting so the value. That's it. Simple. Next, so the DQ. So first we should check whether it's an empty or not. Okay. But suppose if it is empty already, so it's not possible. We need to return -1. You observed in the problem statement. If not, so we should go for so performing deletion operation. So that is first we should collect whatever the value present in the so top here. Okay. That is data we should collect whatever present in the top self dot array, and so here so can I use it lowercase self dot front. After that we should go for incrementing so front variable by one. Next of all we should return so the data whatever so we collected. Okay, so fine, finally last one. So here also for front we should check whether it's empty or not. Okay, if it is empty, we should go for returning -1. If not, okay, so we should return so array of front position so value. Okay, so this is about front. Okay, that's it. This is implementation of queue using arrays. Okay, I hope you understood. Simple one. Checking whether it's empty or not. NQ we are performing with red. DQ we are performing with front. Okay, let us check. Yes, base case executed. Let us submit. Yes, all test cases are passed here. Okay, so you can check. So I hope so each and everyone understood so this one. Okay. So we take one example and understood so this program, okay, afterwards. So that's it for this video. Let us meet in the next video, guys. Okay, thank you, everyone.